Welcome to my house.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the House of BTS, the house that goes beyond the supernatural. I am your host, Stephen Dawes. Enter freely and of your own will. It's been a while since my last post, and some of you got a little worried about me and started sending me messages. And while I appreciate that you all care about my well-being, I wanted to assure you that I am alive and well. Well, physically, anyway. I would have posted a few days sooner, but all the gremlins and the Hafoots that are running loose through the house keep gumming up all the works, and Mycroft, my personal favorite hellhound, hasn't caught them all yet, but he is hard at work and he's diligent. He'll eventually catch them all, I'm certain. But anyway, as there's a lot to go over, I wrote a list of notes to kind of help keep me on track to let you know, what's been going on over here. Summer is usually a busy time of year here at the House of BTS. In fact, so much so, I don't usually run adventures, especially with a weekly group setup. I'll run Nightbane or Rifts or something that's not quite as intense as BTS, because frankly, it's hard for me to get into that horror vibe when it's 90 some odd degrees and humid and miserable out there. It might feel like hell's front porch, but it certainly doesn't feel like playing playing a BTS game. So, I've been doing other things in the meantime. I recently took a trip to Branson, Missouri with my wife, and I went to go and spend some time with the Missouri Howler, who is a frickin' riot, by the way, and I hope we get to hang out again sometime soon. I've been writing a new Beyond the Supernatural adventure. I've summoned a few demons that I'd been meaning to catch up with. I attended a wedding. I've buried several bodies. No relation to the wedding. And I've been keeping an eye on both Mycroft, my Hellhound Guardian, as well as Nessie, the Thing of Evil, but I will say no more about her. She might be listening. Let's move on. First off, my going to the open house this year. It was not my intention to, but I fell back into a lot of old habits. I talked to a lot of people. I ran several talk panels, and a couple of them with Sean Robertson, who's Palladium's heir apparent and Kevin's current partner now. And I ran 4 different adventures throughout the weekend. And I did not mean to do so much, but I think, honestly, I just really missed gaming in person after the last couple of years, and I got a little crazy excited. Kind of scheduled myself into a corner again, didn't spend near as much time at the writer's table, nor talk to some of the writers and artists that I wanted to. And, sorry I missed you guys. I hope to make up for it next time. Kind of some things to bring up about, the highlights of my open house experience. First off, I am happy to mention that Kyle Osterberg, who's not only been a house guest and friend of mine for several years now, we finally got to play in one of each other's adventures this week at the open house. Kyle wrote the All's Quiet on the Western adventure back in the Rifter number 84, I believe it was. And at the open house, he ran the sequel for said adventure, and with the title of Legacy of the Dust. I'm happy to say again that I got to play in his adventure, and I had a great time with it. I played a psychic sensitive soldier who unfortunately perished in the line of duty. However, then I played a soldier with an affinity for explosives to finish out that particular adventure. I won't spill any secrets or reveal any spoilers beyond saying that it was indeed a worthy sequel, and I do hope Kyle will submit it to the Rifter one day. And, as mentioned, Kyle finally got to sit in on one of my games, my adventures at the open house after a couple different years of trying and ran out of seats. And he got to play in my classic Amber Alert adventure, no less, and had a great time doing it. And coincidentally, he played my ordinary human pre-gen Malcolm Witz, which now I think means Malcolm has the distinction of being the most played pre-gen at my game table. You know, I have a lot of pre-gens, but Malcolm has been a favorite since he was first designed all those years ago. You know, it's got to be pushing close to 15 years that I actually first broke him. I don't think he was in the first wave, but I know he was amongst the second. But yeah, he's been going strong, so you know, he gets more play time than anything else I've written. So Kyle, it was great being in your game, and it was an honor and a privilege having you attend mine. Next, I would like to bring up the Nauticals. One of the two players who attended my two-part adventure called the Queen's Court was a father and son duo named Michael and Mike, who not only were both fine players, but they were making use of one of the most BTS-worthy dice bags I had ever seen. And after commenting on it, I learned that they you know, there was a pair of daughters or sisters back home, depending who, you know, which one you were talking to, that made the bag for them. And well, a few weeks after coming home from the open house, I actually got this in the mail from them. Kind of give you a little taste here. Basically, it's kind of got this metaphysical divining theme on the outside. And when you look on the inside, it's like the whole fires of hell just waiting to swallow you right up. It is a wonderful game bag. I am very appreciative of the Nauticals for sending that to me. And I promise it will see plenty of use at my table, as I'm going to use it now to hold all the dice that I keep aside for players who didn't bring their dice, or if they need to bench some of the dice that aren't rolling so well. Either way, you know, the bag will see a lot of use, and again, I'd like to thank the Nauticals for you know, for sending that to me and for being at the game table. It was a pleasure having you. And then one final note here, I drove up to the open house with both Don and Con Daniels. Don has played in several of my adventures over the years, while Con is new to the RPG world in general, and he's been having a great time doing it. And somehow they've managed to you know, go way above the curve early on, in that they on their first outing they actually got to attend not one but two of Kevin's adventures. And I might actually feel pretty jealous about that if it wasn't for the fact that I finally got to hit a bucket list. I checked this guy off. I was finally able to sit and play in one of Kevin's Beyond the Supernatural adventures. And not only did I have a blast playing alongside Con, but I also had the joy of watching Kevin use two of the new creatures from my upcoming creature feature sourcebook. Which reminds me, and is a great segue, to let you know the creature feature sourcebook is getting closer to print. I sent in what was basically the last of the rewrites and the updates for it a few days ago. So therefore, Kevin plans to get it going soon. And while I'm not able to talk about the release dates or anything, I can say I am pretty certain it will be out soon. And in the meantime, the Coalition Manhunters sourcebook for Rifts, it was finished and printed just in time for the open house. Kind of give you a quick peek there. And, well, as soon as I saw it, I snatched my own copy. And I am happy to say that for those of you who like to play Psychics, you'll be thrilled to know that the book includes a lot of new and revisited psychic abilities, and all of which are now available for use in Beyond the Supernatural. I've been going over all the various psychic abilities, both new and expanded, over on the House of BTS Discord server. And I also plan to go over them, you know, specific psychic abilities in future YouTube videos. And now, with the open house being over, it is time for my next big project, which means it is time for me to announce that I was asked to return as a guest of horror again at the local NewCon gaming convention, and I happily accepted. I'll be running adventures, hosting panel talks, offering thoughts and advice, talking to everyone I can, say hello, you know, talk to them about, you know, well, really whatever you feel like talking about. I'm here for you at these events. And I promise to try to attend the guest table more often this time, which means I'm going to have to make a conscious decision to basically not schedule myself into a corner this time. So, for those of you who want to come and hang out or get in on one of my adventures this September, start preparing for it now, as the new con is exactly 100 days away as of today. It's September 23rd to the 25th, and I will post a link in the responses, for more details on how to look into that and get tickets. I'll also be returning to updating the House of BTS website shortly, which will include some long overdue updates of various pre-gens, like the 14-year-old latent psychic Alexander Michoud. There's, in one of the latest Dead Rain novels, there was an expanded write-up for the skateboard skill, which he has. So it was time for me to update Alex's information with that, and honestly, he'd been sitting for a while waiting his turn patiently, and it came up. And I'll have him added to the page soon, or onto the website soon. And I'll also be adding an updated skill list, which includes skills from other IPs, such as Dead Rain, and Nightbane, and various issues of the Rifter that I use, and where to find them, and other goodies. In between all that, I plan to continue working on my next couple of planned source books. One of which, again, being being geared towards ghosts and spirits, entities, and the like, as well as a player and GM guide specifically for BTS, and a few other secret projects I am not at liberty to talk about at present. And also, I have been working on setting up a GMing account at startplaying.com. where I will be offering my services as a GM to various online players. And before I officially start offering my services on that site, I am running a practice Discord game with Bobby, my Hellspawn, and some of her friends. And basically running a live game on Discord once more will help me work out whatever kinks I might have left and whatever oversights of running an online game that I have not quite realized yet. And with that, I think that about catches everything up that I've been going on about that, and what I can talk to you about anyway, but know that there is plenty of writing and adventures in store from the host here at the House of Beyond the Supernatural. In fact, if all goes well by the end of summer, I'm going to try to put together a local group again, which will actually help me get my my writing juices going again as well. So it'll, I look forward to that, and as always, I will keep everyone updated. And with that, I thank you for stopping by the House of BTS. And now, go safely and leave something of the happiness you bring.